How's everyone doing, guys? Cody, guys, back again, dropping another video. Right, guys, today's video is going to be on the prison phone. After the introduction video, at the start of the video, you saw two pictures. That's the prison phone. That's a usual box standard prison phone that you see within prison. How does it work and stuff? I'm going to go into that in a second. How do you use it? Because some people don't know that when you go to prison for the first time, you'll arrive on the induction wing. Every prison's got an induction wing. The only time you won't hit the induction wing is if you've been Cat A'd off or you're a VP. For those that don't know, VP stands for vulnerable prisoner. Vulnerable prisoner is your nonces, your rapists, your kiddie fiddlers, them scumbags, right? So when you've arrived at the prison and stuff, right, you on your first or on your second day, third day, you'll get one of these, right? You'll see it there. That's a PIN number, right? That was my PIN number from my last stretch and stuff, yeah. And then you get one of these as well, where I just on the thing here, it says this. Right, what it says on your PIN number is relevant to you, right? Now what happens, right, is you have to put an app in, right? An app is it's in paper form. You get it on your induction booklet, and what it is, when you first arrive at the prison, right, a mentor, which is just a prisoner that's on the cleaners, will come to you and say, right, the screw will do it or the mentor will do it. Every prison's different. They'll come to you and say, right, have you got any numbers that you want putting on your pin, right? Like I've said in a previous video, preparing for prison, you have your friends and family's name written down on a piece of paper or in a diary that you bought previous to going to prison, and you've got that with you, and then you can reel off the numbers and stuff like that. They'll ask you for your loved one's name, or your friend or your loved one or your partner or your family member. They'll ask for their name, their address, and their mobile number or landline number, right? And then what should happen is the prison, right, will then ring the friends and family and say, have you got someone that's in, I don't know, Forest Bank Prison, Pentonville Prison, Belmarsh, Franklin, Full Sutton, so on and so forth, right? And you'll say yes, and they'll say, right, do you give permission for your name of your loved one to be able to call you and stuff? If you say yes, then that number will be cleared, and then that number will then go on to that PIN number there that I've just showed you guys, right? That's only that prisoner, only one prisoner, only your loved one will get that. Everyone gets a PIN code. Every PIN code's different. That one's relevant to your loved one, right? Their PIN number is for their phone. So when they go to the phone, they'll type in the phone number, right? Now your number's been cleared. The next day or 2 days later, sometimes it goes on once a week. Sometimes it can take a few days to clear. Once you've given permission, sometimes it can take a few days for the number to clear. So then you go to the phone, you pick up the phone, the prisoner, you pick up the phone, you dial the number, then you press hash, and then you enter the PIN code that I've just shown you then, right? Obviously, the PIN code for the prisoner, they'll have it in their possession when they're in prison. They'll then press hash, and they'll then enter the PIN number, and then it'll either say one thing's it'll start ringing and say your call is being connected, right? It doesn't ring, it just says your call has been connected, and then your call has been connected. Your call has been connected until your loved one picks up, and then your loved one picks up, and then you connected then straight away. If the number's not been authorized, they'll say the number you've dialed has not been authorized. So that just means that number's not been cleared. Now, when I was in Cat A Strangeways here in Manchester, right, they are strict and they ring every phone number. If you put an app in with 5 phone numbers, they'll ring all them 5 phone numbers, right? When I was in Cat B Forest Bank, that I've just been out, I got out of there 3 months ago today. They don't check the numbers, right? Because obviously, if you can imagine, right, that many different prisoners go, the cycle of crime and the revolving door, which is prison, right? If they rang every number that was put to them, it cost them a fortune, right? And they're all penny pinching, aren't they, and stuff like that. These prisons are run for profit, yeah, by Sodexo. It's a Sodexo Justice Services prison, right? And because they're trying to penny pinch and save money and like cut the profit, make sure that they get big profit margins, they don't actually ring the numbers. So if you can put any number in at Forest Bank, right, and they will, the only numbers you can't dial are like 0845 numbers. They wouldn't let me put my landlord's phone number on, right? And nor would they let me put Bury Council, right, which was my local council where at the time. But what they do, right? So they knocked the app back for my landlord and for Bury Council, like my local council. So then all I did then at that time was I put another app in, said it was my Uncle Jim or something, right? And it got cleared, so then I could ring the council. Simple as that, guys, right? But yeah, the prison, like I say, the rules of the prison pin, it states here on the pin number, it says here, the pin number you have been given will allow you to use the telephone. This pin number must be used only by you. You must keep it safe. You must not let other prisoners use your pin. If you do, right, if you let a prisoner use your pin, right, then that'll cause, you could get an IEP warning, or like I got bollocks, yeah, because when I went to hospital, right, and I was due a visit, right, and I needed to go to hospital because my knee, yeah, so I told my pad mate, use my pin, right, I give him my pin number, I give him the number for the girl that I was with at the time, this was a few years ago. When they got let out, he went down, got on the phone and rang the girl that I was with and said he's not going to make the visit because he's going to the hospital. So, like I say, I got bollocks on the back of that. I got an IEP warning. Right, you must not use another prisoner's PIN number. Like I said, again, you can get an IEP warning, and it can also be a breach of security. The fact I went to hospital, and the fact my pad mate rang the girl I was with on my PIN number, right? He then told her I was at the outside of the prison, so then I could have been they could have turned up, and they could have like sprung me from prison, from the hospital, and so on and so forth, right? It goes on. So yeah, guys, so the prison phone, it's expensive. If you've got a landline, give it to your loved one and stuff, because landlines are obviously cheaper than mobiles. They don't accept incoming calls. Like my mum, bless her, right? My mum didn't know yet. She's not very tech savvy, my mum. But when I tried to ring her from the prison, she missed my call. So she did 1471. She heard the number, but she said, I didn't want to ring it back in case the phone rang in your cell. I said, Mum, I said, you can't ring me in prison. I said, you don't get incoming calls. Now, like I say, with the PIN number, all it means really is the PIN number is like the numbers that you put through. You can only dial the numbers that get vetted, right? So, like I say, if your numbers have been cleared, right, you can just dial the PIN number. You enter the number, you press hash, you then enter the PIN number, and then, like I say, you can't just ring, you can't just pick up the phone and start dialing anyone and everyone. You can't do that. The numbers have got to be cleared on your PIN. Right. So on your PIN number, if you put 7 numbers through and 7 have been accepted, you've only got 7 phone numbers you can ring. That's how it works, guys, in layman's terms. The phone can be topped up on the kiosk. You don't put money in, right? What happens is on the kiosk, right? The kiosk looks like a job centre point. It's like a computer within like an aluminium construction or a metal construction on the wing. It's bolted to the ground and everything, and it's just like a touch screen, and you can touch it, right? Looks like a big tablet that's like setting like metal, right, really. And you can order your food on there and canteen items and stuff like that. And on your canteen, the canteen's not a shop or anything. Canteen, you order it online. You order it on if you've got money, you can order items, and then the items come a few days later. But with your credit and stuff like that, how it works, if you put the money on a Monday, it'll go on a Tuesday. If you put it on a Tuesday, it'll go on the Wednesday. The only time it changes is on a Friday. If you put it on a Friday, because there's no staffing on a Saturday and the administration staff on a Saturday, it won't go on till Monday. So if you need credit for the weekend, put it on Thursday so it lands on Friday. Because if you put it on Friday, that means you can't speak to your loved ones Friday, Saturday, Sunday, unless you've got credit, like I say, on your PIN and stuff like that. So yeah, prison phones, like I say, they're expensive. If you don't have a mobile phone and you can't afford a mobile phone, people have to use the prison phone. Bit of words of advice, guys. If you're going to use the prison phone, right, and you're on remand or something like that, don't discuss your case and start telling your loved ones you did it and blah blah blah, because every call that you make is recorded, and it can be used against you as evidence, guys. If you, like I say, when you're if you're on remand, you're not innocent, you're not guilty. If you're guilty, you can talk willy-nilly about your charge and stuff, but don't incriminate yourself. If you are on remand, you're not guilty, you're not innocent, right? And the police and the prison will want you to slip up. If you admit that as an admission of guilt in a recorded phone call, that'll be then downloaded, passed to the police, and it could end up putting you behind bars for a long time, guys. So don't discuss your guilt of your case on the phone, because like I say, I don't want anyone getting stitched up, guys. It's as simple as that. In my eyes, guys, we're here in 2017. I think that prisoners should get incoming calls like once they reach your IEP status. Like you've got basic, which means you're in shit and you've not gone hotel. You've got standard, you've got entry, which is when you just arrive at the prison. Then after 2 weeks you'll go to standard. Standard, just like everything's pretty much the same. And then when you become enhanced, you get an extra visit a month, and you can spend a little bit more money and stuff like that. But when you become enhanced, I believe that prisoners should be allowed 3 phone numbers from their loved ones to be cleared, so that they can have a phone in the cell, not a mobile phone, just in each cell. There's a plug socket, right, for a phone socket, sorry. And every prisoner should have one. And then prisoners' families should be able to ring that number between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. or something like that. It'd be cheaper because a lot of families have 3 minutes on the phone, on the mobiles, or they might have weekend and evening calls where they can ring the loved ones for free. But like I say, guys, we're a long way from that in the prison system and stuff. As it stands, the prisoner can make outgoing calls, and it's just I think it's with BT, the line, and I think it costs you what it would cost you making a call to a landline from a post box, or from a post box ringing a mobile. I think it's about 35p a minute to ring mobiles and stuff. Right, guys, I've waited on for long enough. Sorry if the video's not been the best. But yeah, guys, like I say, that covers prison phone. You can't receive incoming calls. You can only make outgoing calls. And you've got it, once you've entered the phone number, once the number's been cleared, you just got to enter your PIN. And then if the number's been cleared, the call will ring. If it's not, it'll say the number's not been cleared, or you're not authorised to ring this number. Simple as that, guys. Right, guys, as always, like, comment, subscribe. I'm at 477 subscribers at the moment. When I reach 500, I'm going to give a giveaway 2 prison t-shirts and 4 black soap to 2 of my subscribers. Right, guys, I know it's not the best. It's better than a kick in the bollocks. Right, guys, thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.